Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the second match of Season 38. And because of that buffer we built up during 3v3, we are just barely holding on to a spot in Kyber 2. We're going to need to win out the rest this week. I feel pretty good about that. I was expecting to lose in this first round up against my opponent. Mini Impervious here, he had an excellent roster, the best roster of the bracket, most relics, solid mods, solid datacrons, 7 GLs, really strong player, and I expected I was not going to be able to beat him cleanly, so I opted to go for a lot of testing. We did some Grand Arena prep on Twitch. We've been doing that lately in between the Grand Arena rounds, just going through my opponent's history and planning out a strategy, and in that I decided I was going to go for some testing. I want to test out Kestis, Cere Junda, the Tuskens, all at 3 stars, Gear 11, and see what they could go for. Unfortunately, his defense was strong enough where there weren't great testing opportunities, so we didn't really learn too much. They kind of got steamrolled. But that did mean we were not going to keep pace on banners because of those intentional losses. Now today's opponent is Wes Tarallo. You can see my opponent Mini here is right next to him, so you can just see the comparison between the two rosters and what I had to go up against in round 1 versus round 2 and why I feel pretty good about this round. So GP wise, similar, everyone's fairly similar, although there is one player here with 7 million GP who's far lower. That guy, probably pretty solid player, looks like he's climbed up. I'll be paying attention to him. The Omicrons, this is a weird bracket where this is the lowest amount of average Omicrons I've seen in a Grand Arena bracket in Kyber 2. Usually I'm seeing about 14 or 15, and this is averaging out to be more in that 13 range. GL wise, this opponent has 6, and the majority of the bracket, or half the bracket, had about 7. So he's solid, but things will be a little bit easier with 1 fewer GL. Relic units, this is much friendlier for me. With relic units here at 132, you can see with my opponent last round at 182, and that's what I've been saying in a lot of these recent videos of what is proving to be the kryptonite to my approach is these rosters that just have a ton of relics and really more top heavy relics, which Impervious did have. Now Wes Tarallo, far fewer relics, far shallower roster at 176 Gear 11 plus units, and when we look at this relic distribution, no real advantage in tier 5 relics, where Mini had 67 to his 48. The tier 7 relics, slight advantage, but not a huge one, nothing compared to my opponent who had almost double of me in the first round, and then just a small advantage of the tier 8. Some of the stuff is fairly negligible, and we're seeing that with the other players who won in the first round. Their relics are a little lower, shallower rosters. They're probably not too scary. This guy Time Waste, is he on screen? There's a guy off screen who actually has a nice looking roster. When it comes to the mods, you can see a lot of these players have higher counts. The mod quality though is a little lower, and when it comes down to the specific breakdown in the 25 plus 20 plus mods, he's a pretty good player, but I don't have a meaningful advantage here. He's pretty good, but I do have an overall advantage in the average. It's just a small one though. Datacrons, he is participating. That's pretty important. Players who engage in datacrons are going to do better, so we won't be seeing a advantage here. His mods on his GLs are good, but the other thing to look at here is, are there relic 8s, relic 9s on the GLs? Like, obviously I don't. That's something I'm looking to rectify. That's my current project. But we can compare that against my last opponent who did have relic 8s on Lord Vader, JMK, and SLKR. We're seeing another player who's, you can just see a few of his characters on the edge of the screen. Dries here, or Dries Hendricks. He has all of his almost all of his GLs have relic 8s, whereas my opponent this round just relic 7s. That's much easier to deal with. Now when we are looking at the Omicron section with some of these meaningful characters, my opponent does have Malgus. He has Amis on Raddus and and dash. But what he doesn't have is Starkiller. That's pretty surprising. He's the only player in the bracket in Starkiller who doesn't have Starkiller. And usually in Kyber 2, everyone has Starkiller. That's an easy character to go after. That's a short project. That's the type of character that I think any player should be trying to unlock quickly. No Savage Omicron, no Traya Omicron. Those are going to be some deficits in his roster. Again, I'm the only player in this bracket with Dr. Aphra, and this is how I play. Those characters like Starkiller or Dr. Aphra, this is how I build up my advantages. I'm looking for the shortest road to adding strength to my roster. That's not GLs. It's why I have fewer, but it's why I have Aphra here. As we go further down, no relics on Ben Solo, so that's another place where I might have a little bit of an edge. A lot of players just not even bothering with Zorii, but I think she's a player who's perfectly fine at 3 stars Gear 11. Nobody with third sister in this bracket. Looking at the rest of the meaningful characters, really solid mods on all these characters. His Maul is good, Cat's good. His Echo is a little slow, but not too far off the target. Same with Moff Gideon. And almost everyone in this bracket has a 7-star Profundity at this point. The final star on these ships, I don't think is worth the crystals. It doesn't make a huge difference. I do have the advantage of an inactive fleet shard. There's only about 20 or so players active on my fleet shard, so maybe that gives me a little bit more luxury to slow play some of these things. But there's only, I guess half this bracket does not have a 7-star Profundity. A little bit more than my first glance. Shifting into the hotbot here, just a few things we want to check out. It is the undersizes and the clears. That's the number one thing I want to look at. That's a serious metric, and this is a serious player. That kind of undersized number, we don't usually see numbers that high or clears this high recently. So this is a player who will be fully participating with the game mode, and he's actually already attacked, so I know how that's going to go. And that has been proven out by that data. And just a second look at some of these players and how these stats compare, and we'll take a look at his speed in detail. So again, the reason I do this is it just gives me an overall idea of the quality of the modding. It looked like it's pretty good though, so I expect to actually see a good amount of characters above that speed threshold of 300 speed. And with his roster here, his final character at 300 speed or higher is Hux at 300, Vader is at 298. So pretty good, but there's a few characters who you'd like to have at 300 speed who are falling below that line, with First Order Officer Moff Gideon, Echo in particular. Even Bastila Shan, it would be good to have above that threshold. But overall, very strong modding game here. Now he has attacked first, so I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Here is how my defense performed. It has stopped him. Looking at the top territory, we get a hold from Newt. This is a team that I've been putting in more as a placeholder for Admiral Trench. It's not great, not the best spot for my Watt, but the idea here is I'm going to be pretty soon not utilizing these characters on offense because I'm expecting Trench to be more of a defensive character. So I've just been depriving myself of them and expecting because I'm expecting to use Trench and this squad here, and it just takes the slot. I'm a little surprised that it gets the hold. Now Sana here, just filling up some space. Without the relics on these characters, they're not going to be great. But another surprise hold with Hux here. I put this Omicron on First Order TIE Pilot just because at relics, it's solid enough. I wanted to see that without an SOKR level First Order squad or faction, whether or not this Omicron would do any work. It really hasn't. I don't think it's worth putting on if you don't have the relics on the characters. So I'm pretty happy to see this. I think it might be the first time, at most the second time, it's gotten a hold. Down below though, we had some nice work done here. We get 4 holds on Malgus, probably just doesn't have a comfortable grasp on what the optimal cleanup squads are. Maybe it'll come up for me, but one character I really like using right now is Hondo, because Hondo can take care of it, which saves you a number of other good characters. Hondo that might not be the best use of Hondo, but I think it's yet to be determined what the best use of Hondo is. Qui-Gon, Jabba, they're going down, but look at Maul here getting 5 holds, and you can see he had 175, 176-ish Gear 11 plus units. He does not have the roster depth to be able to absorb these kinds of attempts, not like my roster can handle sometimes. Now in the back territory, you can see Dash gets the hold. He takes another 6 and won't go down. I imagine he's just out of weaponry. This is also why I don't think the Dash Omicron is really any sort of priority. It's a good Omicron, but when I tier out the Omicrons, I'm looking for, does it create a new squad for me? Does it make a solo possible? Or does it make an already good team better? And for me, the Dash Omicron falls into that territory where its only purpose is really to increase the quality of a fairly decent squad to begin with. Now, he probably didn't have the best squads to throw at this, but he also probably underestimated how it looked because it only had 1 relic here. With fleets, I think he just one-shot this. I don't recall, but yeah, it looks... Yeah, he one-shot this without issue. I added a bunch of relics to my Chimera pilots, not really making too much of a difference. It's time for some new ships. Now, for his defense, we're looking at his own Dash with an Omicron, Raddus, Bosk with a Zam Ami, Qui-Gon Jinn. These are all tricky teams that we need to make sure we're bringing appropriate counters to, or we can get into trouble. Down below here, we can see at least 2 GLs. We've got Jabba, Grand Inquisitor, Lord Vader, and Malgus, and it does have a 9th sister Datacron with his Lord Vader. That's interesting. He's going tankless with his Grand Inquisitor. I don't really know why players are putting Grand Inquisitor on defense. Like, I guess maybe you don't expect to use him on offense, or you don't feel like you need to use him. He's easily countered by Gear 12 Trayas. It's not a good defensive team. Like, maybe players aren't doing their research and are getting tripped up by it, but we're not going to have any issues there. So we planned this out on Twitch, as I stated. That's something that, go over there, check it out. I'd appreciate the subscribers. I want to hit 50 pretty soon, and we're at like 43 or so just a couple more. But over on Twitch, what we've been doing is going through my opponent's Grand Arena histories and planning out my offensive strategy based on what they've been doing in the past. Most of this was to plan, although there are some changes. He did not have Jabba before, so Jabba is new, and I will be adjusting. But I had reserved my Dr. Aphra for this, expecting that maybe that now that he has Jabba, that would be a change we'd be seeing. Also on the Twitch, what we've been doing is roster reviews. That's going to be open for a bit as we're trying to attract users and to make people familiar with that I'm on Twitch now. So you can go over there. We've been doing 1 or 2 roster reviews a day when I stream, usually on Tuesdays and Saturdays. And the rest here, we're just going to get into it. He was always a 1 or 2 GL player, so I'm not expecting any GLs on the back wall. What I am expecting, what he's used in the past on the back is like Mon Mothma, Hux, Night Sisters, Geos. I'm expecting a weak back wall. I think we're just going to go top to bottom here. Uses Dr. Aphra, strong, easy counter. Add that Datacron. Oh, you know what I didn't plan out? No, I guess I do have CLS. I want to start figuring out how good that Chewpio Datacron is. Because it did great last time we used it up against CLS, but that's definitely not... He can do more than that. And we can bring up other teams up against a CLS. Alright, let's get into this. This is one of those counters that just, like, you can't lose. I haven't tried to auto this. Maybe I should try and auto it. You know what? Let me tweak some of this audio. I think it's a little high. I think it would be reckless to auto, so we're not going to, at least yet. I've been meaning to change the speeds on BT and 000 for a while. I want 000 to go first. Because I should have Torture applied already, and then BT goes. But I'm it's like a wasted hit, a wasted attack from BT. I think what I still need to determine in this match is where are we going to be able to perform the testing up against the testing for Cere Junda and the Tuskens and Kestis. Alright, I think we'll do this. Let's chuck it. We'll wipe out Greedo, and then we can throw an ability block or just take her out. See if we can shock Chrysanthemum, prevent the taunt. So we can just take him out. Yeah. And we got another Torture here. This is auto from here. Next up will be that Inquisitor squad, and we'll just Traya it up. And I don't recall specifically, but I think you could beat Grand Inquisitor with Traya before. Ah, Jesus. My cat just walked in with some sort of flying insect in her mouth, and that's going to be something we'll have to deal with. Let's move on. It's okay, we got Grand Inquisitor and Traya. Really just perplexed why this team keeps being used. I should check out the metadata on this to see what the hold rates are. Because I can't imagine they're that good. Maybe people are being tripped up because it's unfamiliar, but this is nothing. All right. I'm just thinking about that bug. I was able to... She ran into the bathroom and I closed the door on her, so I'm going to deal with it later. But it... It might be like a moth or something. Alright, let's lop the head off, take out Grand Inquisitor. We will dispel. This is interesting. Maybe it makes Lord Vader meaningfully better. Like maybe Vader will get a hold. We'll see who else is there. Maybe we're going to play this a little differently. We got to double check what that Ninth Sister Datacron does, because it's not something I remember offhand. I feel like it's a clever move. It's not adding anything to this squad though. Maybe my Sith Trooper should be faster. Because all these debuffs would be off if he was faster. And we wouldn't have lost him. Not a big deal. Alright, let's blow up 8th Brother. He's the only real threat here. Second Sister does not synergize with the Inquisitors very well. Alright, that'll take her out. Not quite the way I intended, but still. Now to investigate this situation. You know what? Maybe we'll do Malgus first, and then we'll do Lord Vader. I wish Maul wasn't there. We might have some issues here. I'm concerned. We'll just gas this. Usually this goes well. Sometimes it needs to be cleaned up. What I've been using is the tenacity up one for now. By next week we'll have a clear idea for all these datacrons. We'll have it rolled. Right now we're going through just burning, just trying to collect the slicing mats. All right. How is Malgus with HK-47? I thought he was just Sith. Is he just Sith? Is it Sith Empire? Not. Mine. There's no Malik. That makes things a bit easier. I'd like to take out Fallen. Maybe we'll just take out Revan because of the progress we've already made. Alright. Armor Shred, AoE, get some dispels. Should I do this right now? He's gonna go down. It's just, here's the thought. We could do it now. We get a little protection up because of the datacron. Actually, we can look at the datacron. Yeah, and it's going to be stacking. The issue, though, is as soon as I go down, they're going to start attacking. They're going to take somebody out. I might not get a chance to do it. Or I could use the turn meter. I'm going to do it. I think I want the protection up. Because usually you want to wait until he goes down, until gas goes down, so that you can use the turn meter to get him back up faster. Yeah, keep attacking everybody else. I don't know, I think I'm wasting my time on Darth Revan. Stand up. Perfect. Okay. Come on, take him out. Take him out. This is why I usually go after Fallen, but with all the counters and stuff, I thought we had a shot. Here, let's do this. I just need to get rid of Corrupted Battle. Oh, I guess it's already gone. Alright. See, this is why I thought I could go after Darth Revan, because usually he goes down to counters. Get rid of Fallen in a second. I'm going to take out HK. Now take out... Okay. Great. The fact that my cat Parker has not whined about being locked in the bathroom with that insect tells me she's having a good time playing with it, and that's good. because it means I can focus on this and deal with it later. Every time Sith Marauder shows up, that spinning lightsaber never goes away. I think I'm just going to deal with it. It might just show up in some other battles. Alright, let's check. Oh my god, he just made things so easy for me. You guys see the mistake? It's the wrong level 3 ability. Like, why even do it? Why even do it? It's not the revive. It's not the tank revive. So let's look at the rest. Inquisitor ally deals damage. This doesn't matter. It's only one Inquisitor. Whenever Ninth Sister uses a basic, Ninth Sister gains protection up for 2 turns and 50% turn meter. It doesn't matter because JMK is just going to take her out now. Or I mean, Cat's going to. All right, let's do this. He'd be better. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to regret this, but I think he'd be better off just not using Ninth Sister as Datacron and just having a tank revive. And this is one where we're also using the tenacity up one, because there's a... I forget where in the kit the tenacity up comes, but there's a bunch of tenacity up. I wonder though with Maul if I should put the damage immunity on GK. I never do. I wonder if I should. We're not going to. Because I just want to take out Ninth Sister. Alright. Ninth Sister down. Cleanse. We're gonna hit oh, come on. We didn't get the lock debuffs, which is unfortunate, but fine. Alright, maybe this time. Okay, that's better, but I think Maul's probably going to do some attacks. Let's clean up GK a little bit. We gotta get rid of Maul. Looks like we'll have the ultimate by next turn, or should. I wish this got cleansed the debuffs like it JML's. Oh, it does. Okay. Why did I think it didn't? I'm thinking of something else. Oh, I think the reset of the cooldown abilities is what I'm thinking of. Oh, let's save that. Let's not waste that ability. You can see a bunch of tenacity up. We're just getting more and more protection up. That's why I think this is a very nice Datacron for JMK right now. I'll have to look more into the level 5 abilities. I'm still researching and figuring out how I want to approach the rest of the abilities, but there's at least a few level 3 abilities I made some conclusions on. I'm a little worried about the clock. But as soon as Royal Guard is down, we will hit auto. Maybe not quite as soon. We still have plenty of time. When we get under a minute, I'll be a little bit more concerned. Here, this healing immunity will speed things along. We'll have another armor shred soon. A little worried about these dots. Come on. Alright, well, it looks like then... Let's do this. I want to take out Royal Guard at least. This is why I need, this is, again, like the current projects and goals. What I'm trying to do and what I need for my roster is higher relics on the key characters. And I have a Relic 5 cap. And it's the type of thing where maybe it doesn't make a significant... This was a Relic 7 Lord Vader squad. Like, this is the type of thing where if I had higher relics on my cat, we would have been fine. But I pay for it because I don't. We're not going to have any issues here. We have cleanup squads for this. Like, we have Fennec, it's fine, but we should have done this in one. And with Maul there, I did not want to try my Fennec. Maul would have destroyed my Fennec squad. Let's see here. We will bring in these guys. No, we don't need Mando. He's not going to do anything up against Lord Vader. Alright. That's why I took another second to look at it. Had we not taken out Royal Guard, I would have brought in Mando. But we'll taunt, get a frenzy. We will try to land a healing immunity, but we don't get it. Call in some assists. Grief Karga will get the contract going in a moment with the cleanse. There's the contract. There's our healing immunity. Yeah, let's trigger another frenzy. Armor shreds, and there we start making some progress. Trigger the frenzy. Mass assist from Grief. And any players with smaller accounts where you don't have Grief Karga yet, get Grief Karga. And one of the most common things I see in my roster reviews is players really underestimating how good and important Grief Karga is. He makes every bounty hunter squad better. It's a cleanse, mass assist, retribution. He adds survivability. He adds counters. Like, he's so powerful. And you can see I just used him at gear 12. Alright, let's check out this back wall. Okay, we got Night Sisters, Mon Mothma. And Geos. Alright. Yeah, we're going to do testing back here. So that's Kestis, Cere Junda, Tuskens. We know Tuskens are going to beat Geos and Mon Mothma. We actually have a video about that. We were starting to do a viable series where I'm trying to show what these 3-star Gear 11 characters can do. Mon Mothma and Geos of this quality, Tuskens were able to take out. And that was before Tusken Warrior in 5v5 at least. There was 3v3 footage where Tuskens Warrior was involved. So we'll come back to this when... Yeah. Use the timestamps if you want to get to the Kestis Cere Junda stuff. I am going to keep attacking the top. Because right now, what do we want to do? Alright, so the plan here, Raddus, I was going to use JML, sure. Qui-Gon, I guess Inquisitors, yeah. We'll just do Inquisitors up against Qui-Gon. And Bounty Hunters was not on his defense. That's another thing that's changed. So we can just blow it up with CLS, but I'd like to do something else. And we were going to do Starkiller up against Dash. Maybe we do CLS there instead. I think I think it's fine. Let's just get done with this. Let's get to the fun stuff. This is a Starkiller team I use in... I don't have updated presets, so this Starkiller team was one I was using in Challenge Rancor, where I needed Relic 5 characters. I need to have one for Visas. I do this too much. But I'm going to have a Relic Visas soon. That's one of those other things of the current project, to remove my weaknesses. This is one of my weaknesses. And actually, I probably shouldn't use this squad because Dash is just going to blow up my... Actually, let's stun him. Oh, there's no tank. I'm not even worried about. I thought that we were going to deal with Vandor and L3, and he was... Dash was going to AoE and just blow up my Visas. But he saves us from that. Let's hit the stagger, make sure his Dash doesn't hurt us, and from here, it's over. Oh, really? You're gonna play it like that? It's irritating. I'm gonna dispel the buffs and stun him. I want Nest to go... What? Oh, you countered. Okay, fine. Yeah. I guess. Take your turn, Nest. Oh, we're not getting any increase on these stacks of Unleashed because they have damage immunity, so let's keep targeting Nest. Let's take out Lando. That's irritating. I wish I brought in somebody else. We are not going to attack Nest with these characters. I want come on. I want Starkiller to take the hit. Come on. This isn't going to work, is it? I was hoping it was going to say it was going to ignore protection. We're going to save it. Come on. Let's maybe try it. Do any of these ignore? Am I going to regret this? Okay, good. I felt comfortable doing it then because Nest had less bonus protection than she did the first time around. Alright, we're gonna JML Raddus. I don't like to mess around with Raddus. Raddus can cause problems. What do we want? I've got no plans for this. Maybe. Let's do... Where's that percent health? This one. I need more of those. I have this big long rant I want to do about Mando. I did it on the Twitch stream the other day, but I want to do it for this audience because there's more people here. But I don't feel like doing it right now. Maybe in the next video or something. Maybe later in this one when we're past the points where I need to focus. Stun. Okay. Let's get to work. That should take him out. Now let's worry about Jin. Make sure she doesn't bring Raddus back, and now we've won. Like, Raddus is one of these teams where if you bring the right counter, it's not a problem. But if you run out of the right counters, it can create issues. And that's part of the reason. There's people who like to use him on offense. I think that makes a lot of sense. He's very good on offense. I like to use him on offense. But he's a team that draws a counter. And I value that. Alright, we're going to Inquisitors Qui-Gon. And then we'll blow up Bounty Hunters with CLS, and then we'll get to the back wall. This has been pretty easy and by expectations, except, well, Lord Vader's not really against expectations. That's just didn't go as I hoped. What'd I click on? Pretty sure I didn't click on that, but fine. All right. Okay. What do we want here? I just had to reset my brain. Not that any of this matters when we've got an excellent Datacron. I'm going to miss this one. This was a fun one. Great. Okay. CLS. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll do some JTR Swallow stuff too. I just like using them. Okay, was already a strong counter without the Datacron. So we're still yet to really put this Datacron up against a proper test. Just blow up Zam. But what's nice is you get all of these, you get a bunch of protection up from the assist from Chewpio, which is really nice. Let's pull that turn meter away from Zam, or just take her out. Let's blow up Bosk. Let's take the turn meter from Boba Fett. Let's do that. Or not. Okay. That cat is still satisfied. All right. Now down below. Now for the testing. The fun stuff. So Cere Junda, with how you play her, where she's slow and other characters are going to go first, I kind of want to do Mon Mothma. I think we're going to do Geos. I need to have a feel for their floor. And if this turns out to be very strong, then we'll start feeling them out more from here. Alright, so we got Cere Junda, Kestis. I guess this maybe we bring in Kylo? Yeah, Crew's on defense. I guess we bring in Kylo. Kylo might ruin this though. My issue with Kylo is he's just kind of good. We're going to bring him in anyway because we don't have anyone else. If I had Crew, but he's on defense. If I had Crew, I'd put Crew in there. All right, let's give it a go. I just don't want Kylo to throw off the results. Okay. So that's not bad. Scav Ray. I'm going to just do like no AoEs with Kylo. Maybe that'll help things out. Maybe I did not make everyone like Fulcrum still has good mods. Good-ish mods. So I probably need to slow down everybody else. Okay. For each debuff resisted by enemies. Do I want to heal or do that? I'm not convinced that's what I want to do. Let's see what this does. Okay, we get a bunch of debuffs. Fine. We'll do this, gain the bonus protection. How does this cooldown work again? Oh, it was something weird. Like they need to take a bunch of turns for this cooldown to work. Alright, let's get protection up. I'm pretty sure this is going to kill Brood Alpha, which is, I'm kind of thinking maybe we don't do this, but I'm going to. Okay. No, did not take out Brood Alpha. I do have the Omicron on Cere Junda. Okay, so we lose Scavray. Alright, we are going to do an AoE. What do we do with this basic? Inflict defense down and speed down. Oh wait, that's right. We want speed down on the character, or defense. We want one of those on the character because if we hit a character who has that, something happens. Yeah, if an enemy already had speed down, they are stunned. Okay, that's right, that's right. I need to rewatch my own video for how this stuff works. It's why one of the things I'm expecting is one of these new characters is going to be inflicting speed down more consistently, because I think Scav Ray is the only other character that inflicts speed down. Let's get the tenacity up. Now we have a lot of buffs here that we can take advantage of. Well, you know what? I've been talking too much. I'm running out of time. We gotta get back to this. Sure, I guess. Maybe that wasn't... I don't know, that damage immunity is kind of nice. Come on, let me take him out. Go down. Awesome. This should do some damage. No, it's this ability here that has the potential to one-shot at relics, I imagine. But let's see what it does here. Pretty good. Okay. Great. Fun. Not interesting. I think Scav Ray is going to be pretty useless at Gear 11, though. It actually took at least a little bit of a hit. Right, what do we want to do with the Tuskens? Let's just do Tuskens here. There's too many AoE. The AoE from Ventures is going to take out my Tuskens. Now the thing is, Chieftain could already beat this level of a Mon Mothma squad without Warrior, so I'm fairly confident this is going to be fine. Well, let's see if it's decisive. Focus on Captain Han. I haven't seen a Mon Mothma squad like this in a long time. This is not how you want to play Mon Mothma. Like, yeah, he has another revive, but he doesn't synergize enough other than that. But I guess he doesn't have Starkiller, so he doesn't have Kyle Katarn, but still, there's any number of other characters you could utilize in this situation. Okay, now I'm getting a little scared. Come on. Chieftain! Alright, we're good now. Shaman will heal us up in a moment. We got stuns everywhere. We got to bring up the stack's momentum. We only attack when we have 15 or higher. Or not attack, we'll only use that second special when we're at 15 or higher. Which should be in a moment. This will take him out. Perfect. Okay, there goes Shaman and our heal. Hopefully we get some stuns in him. Perfect. Alright. If I get enough stacks of momentum, I might try and just take out Cara Dune before she gets potency up again. But I don't think we're going to have that many enough stacks on him, yeah. And we don't even have the ability available. Which is probably going to get potency up again right now. Nope. Okay, right now. Let's try and do it. Perfect. On Mothma, probably bring her back, but maybe we're going to be okay. If we can take out somebody else before Mon Mothma revives, then we'll increase our odds that she'll bring back somebody else. Losing Shaman's tough because that heal would put us in a better position. Okay, ooh, that was close. That was super close. Alright, I'm actually going to try and take out Biggs. Because with 20... okay, that's too bad. Alright, Tuskens may not work this time. Because Mon Mothma now is going to bring back somebody. Yeah. This is no longer winnable without Chieftain. We'll let it play out because Captain Han's gone. Really, I should probably stop so they don't bring back Cara Dune. Just take me out. Perfect, perfect. Alright. What did I click on? Alright, we're just gonna wrap up. We got... You know what? Let's do Hondo. I like showing what Hondo can do. And I don't think I've used Hondo up against an Omicron on Asajj. Well, there's Zorii Bliss stuff. Maybe we'll do some Zorii Bliss stuff. But we'll do Hondo here. We just need to be careful with one thing. We're going to throw the capture here, but we cannot take out Zombie, which at Relic 5 is probably not a concern. It's just we're going to use a basic, and we're going to let everyone else go down. This is Dispel. Yeah, we'll do a Dispel because then I can attack other people and not worry about accidentally triggering. Okay, it's gone off. Now I've got my stacks. So from here, Hondo is going to start becoming charged up. We got to take out Daka for. Well, we got to get our sacrifices. So we'll take out Talzin. Our tenacity is increasing the more stacks of ransom we get, so we're going to start resisting the stuns pretty soon. And as soon as these other two guys are taken out, Hondo will get a big stat boost as well. But you can see at this point, he's no longer being stunned. Now everyone's gone and he's going to become far more dangerous. No, they land one. Come on. Let's get higher. Oh, jeez. It's this Ventress on me, isn't it? Okay. better. We're almost at, now we're at max stacks. Just let me take them out. Come on. Don't be a timeout. Let's try this differently. Oh my god. Come on. I'm going to try capturing a Saj. Because the Saj is annoying with the... that's stun. See if this takes out Telzine. Awesome. That's our sacrifice. I got a lot of work to do yet, though. Come on. This is really, a lot of it is I suspect this Omicron, because when I've done this before, the Omicron was not present. I should be hitting DACA. That was a mistake. I don't think we have enough time left. All right, let's throw this on DACA, see if we can take her out. All right, that eliminates DACA. Don't get stunned. Please let me do my job. Oh, man. Come on. Come on. No. Let me do it. Come on. Go down. Yes. Okay, it's going to be a timeout, but fine. We took out the ones that matter. That's the Omicron. That's the Omicron. I'm going to take a look at that Omicron again. That was doing something a little reckless, so I would not. Don't believe too much in this thing. So, added potency, turn meter, and protection recovery. That's healing immunity. Fine. It's not that much. They might just be better modded in general too, with the extra potency that was causing issues. I might want to throw some tenacity on my Hondo. Let's get this done. I think we'll do one thing here. You know what? Let's do Zorii Bliss. Let's do more testing. Let's do Zorii. No, Finn, Zorii, Rose, Poe, Trooper. I would not be surprised if they lose, though. Because the AoEs here are still going to be a problem. Alright, I want tenacity up. We're going to do a basic. We don't need that. I don't think. Well, we don't have any. We need some expose. We're going to do this. Okay. I got the ability. I wanted to do that mass assist the first turn. I just confused myself. Alright, let's do that again. Rip them apart. See, Zorii is good at 3 stars Gear 11. I need more footage of it. Actually, we're probably going to do a lot of that in this 5v5. Is this... Nah, let's not do it. This is just a waste of time. Let's just get this done and move on. Just blow this up. I don't even want to pay attention to this. One, two. Okay. All right, let's do fleets. Oh, this is easy. That's why he had no issues with my fleet defense. Does have Scythe. Okay. Do Malevolence here. Stun the Y. Come on. I was hoping to stun the Y-Wing so we'd stop the taunt and I could just work on what I wanted to work on. Alright. Land some buzz droids. We're not going to hit the Y-Wing until it has 3 stacks of buzz droids. So I'm just going to let it take its turn. Yeah, we're going to AoE. Okay. So I need to go back to my footage of the last battle. Things were weird in that last battle up against a very comparable negotiator. Like, Undying Loyalty wasn't going away, and it was changing how I was playing it. I should have stunned Ahsoka. That was a mistake. All right. Come on, man. I just want to be done. Almost. Goodbye, Hyena Bomber. Let's bring out a ship because we're in trouble. Kind of lucky we didn't just lose right there. Had we lost Sunfac, that would have been a loss. Alright. We're going to Profundity the Scythe. Although, actually, that's the wrong pilot. Or the wrong capital ship. He should be using Tarkin. He just made that worse. I don't even know if the Scythe works. Does it even work properly if you use the Chimera? I thought there was things in the kit that specifically called out the Executrix. I might be wrong on that. There's a lot of little errors in this guy's game. Like he's knowledgeable with the mods, the datagrams, he's participating fully, but there's a lot of little things that we're seeing, because here it is. Scythe does not have the 2 extra TIE fighters because it's not under the Executrix. Which just makes everything easier. Okay, let's bring out Cassian. We just gotta survive the fire. Was it still called conflagration here, or is it called something else? It wouldn't be a conflagration, just burning. Okay. Down goes Bomber. Yeah, I'm not concerned. Just taking out the quick threats. Now it is over. And he's combined 2 Empire fleets. Like, these are, at least the way I feel about it, is you need to be splitting these fleets up. There's 2 solid Empire fleets, and we're going to use one of them right now. There's other theories on this. One theory is instead of TIE Fighter, you put the TIE Bomber. I just think that, I'm just not convinced that the Chimera is as good in that setup. But I think we're going to get the TIE Interceptor pretty soon, or the Sith Interceptor pretty soon. And that is going to further shake things up. It might be the next Conquest ship. Because CG messed up and put it in the last calendar, and then they took it out, but it was there long enough for people to notice it. And that'll probably create, it'll be the beginning foundation of a Sith fleet. I'm sure we'll get like Nihilus's Ravager later. No, leave him alone. Alright, let's get a buff immunity. There goes your tank. And here goes your only threat. Not quite. Yeah, this is why I say all the time, just do not put Sith ships right now as reinforcements. They mess up your reinforcements. People do it to try and fill out the reinforcement slots. It's a mistake. Because they have priority, and instead of getting a first order ship that would have synergized with the other ships here, they get a ship that doesn't help. That has a weird taunt that I don't even remember how it works, but it's not a persistent taunt like some of the other ones. So the tank isn't even tanking. And I was able to just ignore it and work on what I wanted to work on. All right, there's a win. Okay, 1756 to 1420. Got some interesting testing out of this. Not too much valuable information, I think, but we're starting to get there. We at least got a win with Cere Junda and Kestis. Probably at some point, maybe as soon as next week, I'll be taking Scavray up to Gear 12, because we'll keep testing her for another match this week, but I am not too confident about the result that we just got with Scavray, at least. She went down too quick. But we'll learn more, and we'll be back soon, and we'll be something. Let's get out of here. All right, we'll wrap up. We're working on some other videos, and again, I am streaming on Twitch now. That is going to be a regular part of the channel and what we do here. Going to be more casual. This is going to be the real content. The Twitch stream is more of just a hangout. I've been doing like Sporkle trivia on nerd content, roster reviews, playing through Conquest, helping out people with feats or any questions, those kinds of topics. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.